Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the 22nd race of Season 4 of the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series as we go under the lights short track racing at Martinsville Speedway for the STP 500. If you tuned in earlier on tonight to our non-charter qualifying race, we should be in for a good one here this evening. And pit road might possibly play a factor into this one of the toughest pit lanes since it pretty much goes around the entirety of this near half-mile short track. A lot of drivers here tonight, though. Time is running out for them to start making moves to victory lane to get themselves playoff positions, as Martinsville is the fifth to last race of the regular season. Several drivers, 7 in fact, have gone to victory lane multiple times this season, so they are sitting pretty as far as locking themselves up playoff spots. But for those drivers that only have one trip to victory lane and find themselves down there near the bottom of those that have one win, they are in trouble. If other drivers find victory lane in these next 5 races, they could be on the outside looking in, especially with the fact as well, in our non-charter category, Chris Dollarton back at the Chili Bowl made his 10th start of the season in the charter series, so he's locked up a playoff position. And in the field here tonight, Dylan Schwallenberg is making his 8th start in the charter series after his victory a couple weeks ago at the Chili Bowl. So Dylan Schwallenberg, if he's able to start at least half of the upcoming remaining 4 races, he also would join the playoffs as a non-charter driver. So right now, your playoff grid would look like this: N Ormond, Adam Garcia, Mitchell Collins, Jesse Turner, T Wright, Cole Deaver, and Ryan Butcher. 7 two-time winners currently find themselves in very good position to be locked in. But then behind them, you've got drivers that have been to victory lane this season a total of 1 time, like Dylan Young, Jordan Lopes, Charles Belding, Ryan Brommer, K Batson, and Patrick Smith. That's 6 drivers in total. So that is 13 spots that are currently taken by former winners. You then have 3 spots open. 1 goes to Chris Dollarton. 1 potentially could be going to Dylan Schwallenberg. So that final spot right now goes to the driver that's highest in the point standings without a victory. Right now, that would be held by Jack Mitchell. If Schwallenberg does not make the playoffs and does not make those 10 required starts, right now, the next driver that would be in via points would be J Millz. Right now, he enjoys 12 points over Carson Gum. Those two still searching for their first victory of the season as well. But if we have a new driver go to victory lane here tonight, it's going to change that playoff grid completely. And we've got a couple of contenders on our front row. Austin LaPlante, former winner from past seasons, but still looking for his first victory here of Season 4. He's 25th in the point standings coming to tonight's race and also had a great run at Kentucky last week. Benny Watson, 10th in the point standings, been a very consistent year for him, but he's also still chasing his first trip to victory lane. Those two trying to see if they could put a 1 in the win column at the end of tonight's 75 lapper. Let's go down trackside. Let's do pre-race ceremonies and get the command to fire them up here tonight at Martinsville Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines.
Check down the description for your full starting lineup for this evening's event. It will include the drivers that qualified in through the non-charter qualifying session earlier on this evening. Rob Evans was the winner of that qualifying race. Dylan Schwallenberg, as we mentioned, making his 8th start, finished in 2nd. Point standings coming tonight are as follows. N Ormond is your points leader after his 2nd trip to victory lane last week at Kentucky. 4 points over Adam Garcia. Mitchell Collins currently sits in 3rd. Jack Mitchell 4th and Dylan Young 5th. Right now, 30 points separate the top 5 in the standings. Jordan Lopes, J Millz, Carson Gum, Jesse Turner, and Benny Watson. That's your top 10 in the points. 68 points separate the top 10 in the standings coming into tonight's race at Martinsville. Green flags in the air, and we're racing in the STP 500. Let's roll. LaPlante trying to pull ahead with the race lead. He will succeed in doing so. Battle will be for 2nd. Brommer looks to the inside of Watson. Watson trying to clear for the runner-up position. But Brommer's going to pull alongside there as he's also got his teammate Zach Rogers right behind him in the 6 car. Former Martinsville winner back there, Ryan Acosta. Took the checkered flag here back in Season 2 as Watson's going to tuck down in front of Zach Rogers, maybe, to hold the 3rd spot. Rogers, though, got to keep the door open. And drives it in deep into turn 1. Going back to Ryan Acosta, though, there in that 10 machine, former winner back in Season 2, which, by the way, back in Season 2 was his only trip to victory lane that year, and he would go on to win the Season 2 Duracell Cup Series Championship. Season 1 winner was J Qualls, and I failed to remember. Oh, did we have a wreck back there? They were 3 wide. Yeah, we did. Not sure who it was. I see some damage on the right side of Daniel Voyle 63. But the caution is out. And J Millz is back here in the 98. Looks like he may have some front end damage, so he might have been a part of this as well. Caution's going to come out here early at Martinsville on lap number 4. Let's go back and see what happened. We're going all the way back here to off of turn 2, because watch this. Rob Evans, 3 wide with Daniel Voyles and J Millz, and then rookie Adam Sampson decides, hey, how about 4 wide here at Martinsville? That is not going to work. And the contact there is Sampson kind of forces Evans up into Voyles, up into J Millz. More contact, and finally the 98 is going to get the outside wall. 63 of Daniel Voyles gets it pretty good there as well with the right side, as did Rob Evans, and with the 98 spun around. With it being a short track, the leaders would probably catch up to that in no time, and so race officials throwing out the caution. Tough break there for J Millz, who I just looked back to find out who the Season 3 winner was. It was the driver you're looking at right there. J Millz was the defending winner of this race 1 year ago, and he finds early troubles here tonight at Martinsville. We might get the 1 to green signal this time around. We may have to wait another lap. We'll wait and see as Austin LaPlante's Chevrolet leads 3 Dodges behind him. And Ryan Brommer, Zach Rogers, and Ryan Acosta. Highest Toyota, Cole Baker, right now in 5th. He's also got another Camry behind him, Benny Watson, 6th place. And you got to go all the way back to 9th place to find our first blue oval in 2-time winner Jesse Turner. So all 3 of our former winners from Martinsville in the field here tonight. Joanna Atwood Motorsports holds 2 of the 3 victories, with Ryan Acosta Season 2 and J Qualls the inaugural winner back in Season 1. Now when Qualls won, I believe he was in a Ford, as was, Ryan Acosta, when he won the championship and won back in Season 2, he was in a Toyota. And J Millz, of course, last season, he's driven nothing but Fords in his Duracell Cup Series career. So Ford has 2 victories, Toyota has 1. Chevy and Dodge looking for their first Martinsville victory, and right now they hold 4 of the top 5 positions. Nobody came to pit road here under this caution. I don't know if I mentioned it at the top of the program, but it is on 3X for these drivers, since theoretically they can go 75 laps here at Martinsville with how much off the throttle time they spend without having to come to pit road on 2X. So to try and see if maybe pit road will mix things up, race officials set it to 3 times fuel consumption than normal. And we'll see if that does throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into this race or not. We now get the 1 to green signal here. We'll be going back under the green flag on lap 10 of 75. We started this race with double file start. It will be single file here. All drivers that took the green flag still running and still on the lead lap. So now we're going to get an idea of who really has a good car that can make passes. Because with it being single filed out, you're going to have to force your way to the bottom to be able to get by the driver in front of you. But if we learned anything from our qualifying race earlier on tonight, these drivers are not afraid to use the chrome horn as the green flag back out here at Martinsville Speedway. LaPlante, drifts up a little bit there through 1 and 2, left the door open. We're going to start battling back here just inside of the top 10. That's Johnny Gardner to the inside of Matthew Rodriguez. That's going to be for the 10th position. Up ahead, Jesse Turner looks to the inside of Vince Almariego for 8th. Man, drives it in deep. You can hear the tire squealing. Oh, Johnny Gardner! Up into the wall with Matthew Rodriguez. But they kept it straight, kept it rolling, no caution. The wall saving both the 14 and the 57, but they both got damaged now. In a very spirited battle for 10th gone wrong. That now has them stacked up 3 wide. K Batson, Charles Belding in this mix. Cody Llamas as well. And this could be the proverbial eye of the storm right now. Belding stuck in the middle. Llamas on the bottom. Rodriguez going the wrong way after going up into the outside wall. And Cody drives it in deep there. Gets a little bit of the curbing with the left front. But he will complete the pass on both Rodriguez and Belding. Let's see if any battles are brewing up towards the front. V Almariego to the inside of J Shelton. That's for 8th. But up here amongst our top 5, really nothing going on in terms of racing. They are single file. Almariego at J Shelton for 8th place. Mitchell Collins looking on right now in the 10th position. And Vince might have just cleared here. Nope, Shelton going to battle back on the top side. Pulls alongside into the corner. Look at her pinch the 42 car down. Oh, and pitches him down again. Caution's out. Yellow flag waves for the second time tonight. And this one may have involved last week's winner, N Ormond. Everybody having almost come to a stop back here. And I'm seeing some front-end damage, some pretty extensive front-end damage on the 8 of M Haas. I don't know if that was from the stack-up of drivers slowing down here for pacing or not. Also some right-side damage on the Weedy Chevrolet of J Deaver. So, got some battle scars on a number of drivers back here. Kind of hard to pinpoint just who exactly it would have been that would have brought out this latest yellow flag. But we're going to go back, take a look at replay, and find out exactly who it is that brought out the second caution of the night here in the STP 500. Well, it was indeed last week's winner, N Ormond, battling for the 25th position with J Deaver. Deaver just drives it in deep, gets into the back bumper of the 45. Deaver goes up, hits the outside wall. Ormond facing the wrong way. And there was a little contact there as well for the right front of two-time winner Ryan Butcher. Ooh, look at Brad Stover just barely be able to slide his way through, and then J Millz goes really wide there through 1 and 2 to try and avoid. Not sure if he knew where the 45 was positioned, but he almost brushed the wall off of turn 2 for his troubles as well, trying to avoid the Burger King Challenger. So N Ormond, while this doesn't hurt him as far as the playoffs are concerned, since he's got 2 trips to victory lane, the last thing you want to do is be involved in a wreck here, where he's going to have to work really hard to make up track position, because he came into this race the regular season points leader. That's 15 points if you win the regular season championship towards the reformatted playoff standings. So Adam Garcia right now licking his chops, trying to see if maybe he can jump to the top of the point standings after this evening's event. But it's still not over, still a long ways to go at Martinsville. So we're yet to be a third of the way through this race. It was 25 laps for the non-charter qualifying drivers earlier on tonight. They only had 1 caution. That was in the early stages when the top 2 took each other out. We then went green flag racing for the remainder of that. Only 18 laps in, and we're working our second caution here of the main event. 1 to green signal has been given as the lights are out atop the Splash and Go Dodge Challenger pace car. It'll be LaPlante the leader, Brommer second, Rogers third, Acosta and Baker your top 5. Then Benny Watson, Jesse Turner, V Almariego, J Shelton, and Mitchell Collins your top 10. Looking down through the remainder of the running order, all drivers are still on the racetrack, all still on the lead lap, albeit some of them back there with some battle scars, and I don't think anybody came to pit lane under this caution either, nor under the first caution to get any damage repaired, so bear that in mind. Green flag back in the air. LaPlante is on it. He's going to pull away from Ryan Brommer, Zach Rogers and company, and they get wadded up around 5th position. Cole Baker is going to get sent up the racetrack, and Benny Watson is there to pounce. Jesse Turner right there as well. You don't want to get kicked up to the high side here at Martinsville, because unless you've got a really strong car, you are going to get freight trained. And for the time being, Baker being able to hold on that outside line with Benny Watson. We're going to go 3 wide back here. Maybe Mitchell Collins going to have a very shallow entry into turn 3. As he'll get to the inside of J Shelton. He tried to get a 2-for-1 special, as Vince Almariego was in that 3 wide off of turn 2, but Almariego is going to hang on to 8th place for the time being. Collins moving into 9th. Shelton drops back to 10th, now under fire from T Wright for that position. A couple of Camrys continue to battle for 5th place. Baker on the top, Watson on the bottom. Watson gets the advantage to the start-finish line. We'll see if he can complete the pass here through 1 and 2. Almariego now shoots Jesse Turner up the track. He's going to move into 7th place. That 42 is moving. Picked up 2 spots since this restart. And he's laying down some really good lap times as well. Problems for Charles Belding in the 91. He apparently just came back onto the racetrack and has now lost a lap as a result. Not sure what happened there with him. Former winner this season from the Pukaka Road Course. Belding also coming into this race 11th in the point standings, and if we were looking at the playoff points, he would be in the number 9 seed currently. So he right now is trapped a lap down and going to prove to be maybe a little bit of traffic for 2nd place R Brommer before he can get up there and try and see if he can get the race lead away from the Chevrolet of Austin LaPlante. Looks like Baker won the battle between himself and Watson. Hangs on to that 5th position and now starts to open up some distance between himself and the 75. T Wright, another 2-time winner, our Daytona 500 winner here from Season 4. He now looks to the inside of Jesse Turner. Got a number of Fords all wadded up here. The 47, 28, 39, and 22, and the caution is out. 3rd time tonight, the caution flag is going to fly. And now your race leaders are going to come to pit road. So they could not make it on fuel, but they wanted to wait until we got at least somewhat far enough into this race as, ooh, tempers flaring there. Jack Mitchell and Brad Stover. Stover, I believe, might have been the one to bring out this yellow flag. And with Mitchell back here, there might have been contact between those two. Short tracks breed short tempers. LaPlante's got that number 1 pit stall. We'll see if it works out in his favor here, as I'm expecting 4-tire pit stops all around. The way they've been approaching this racetrack, how deep they've been driving into the corner, the back end wanted to slide out. I think that they want as much grip as they can get here. And LaPlante down and away easily. With that number 1 pit stall going to come out the race leader, R Brommer, Zach Rogers, R Acosta, and Cole Baker. The way they came in is the way they come off pit road. So let's go back, take a look at a replay. 3rd caution of the evening, as we're now a 1/3 of the way through this race here at Martinsville. Well, if Brad Stover is going after Jack Mitchell, thinking he was the one that spun him, he's going after the wrong guy. It was actually Matt Haas in the 8 that's going to get him from behind. Spins him around, and Mitchell was in the vicinity there, but he never hit him. Got taken up top 3 wide, trying to get around the spun out 80 machine. So not sure what kind of a gripe Brad Stover had with Jack Mitchell. Maybe he just saw a green car, assumed it was the 01, but hopefully his crew chief or spotter let him know, hey, it wasn't the 01 that spun you, it was the 8. But caution's out here tonight for the 3rd time. Brad Stover, non-charter driver and rookie on the season, brings out this 3rd yellow flag. Let's go back for yet another restart here tonight at Martinsville. First time tonight, race leader Austin LaPlante's going to have to deal with lap traffic. Charles Belding, who lost a lap there under that last green flag run, gets to line up on the inside line to try and get his lap back. LaPlante's going to be trapped on the outside line if he doesn't get a decent enough restart here. That could be an opportunity for guys like Brommer, Rogers, Acosta, and Baker to try and take the race lead away from LaPlante, who has led the first 31 laps of the evening. Green flag back in the air. LaPlante trying to see if he can clear Charles Belding going into turn 1, but he's not successful. And man, things got wadded up back there. Benny Watson, Cole Baker, and Jesse Turner almost ran over each other. They're now 3 wide for the 5th position. Zach Rogers has gotten to the inside of his teammate for second place, and if Belding can kind of be his battering ram, he could help lead the 6 to the race lead. And they're still exchanging contact back there between Jesse Turner and Cole Baker. Baker's actually going to get the wall off of turn 2. Nearly halfway home in this race, and everything is starting to ramp up. The aggressiveness, the bumping, the door banging. Just saw our non-charter race winner Rob Evans hit pit lane in the 65. Not certain what the issue was there, but it obviously is an unscheduled stop for that Dodge. As Belding now hoping and praying for Acosta to come out because he would be on the tail end of the lead lap. The battle is on for the lead. Zach Rogers on the inside. Austin LaPlante on the outside. Ryan Acosta swinging it wide there. I think he almost ran over R Brommer and then darted up to the outside to avoid hitting the back of the 9. He now opens up the door for Jesse Turner to look low for 4th place as Rogers goes to the point. Zach Rogers to the race lead. And Turner now trying to get by former Martinsville winner Ryan Acosta. He'll clear for the spot. So move the 47 up to 4th. Acosta back to 5th. Baker now in 6th. K Batson, our winner earlier on this season from Springfield. He's now up to 7th. Shelton, Watson, and Jordan Lopez, the defending champion, is now up to 10th place. And he's in a battle here with teammate T Wright. It's Almariego there as well in the 42. And here comes J Llamas in the 84 machine. These drivers were all on pit road when that third caution came out around lap 23. Question is, though, was that the only pit stop they're going to have to make? Are they good to make it the rest of the way on fuel now? Or will pit road still be playing a late factor in this race? LaPlante may have been passed for the lead, but he has not let Zach Rogers get away. As a matter of fact, LaPlante's running lap times a tick quicker than Zach Rogers. Rogers last time by a 20.144, LaPlante a 0.43. And you can just see it seems like LaPlante's able to get back to the throttle just a little bit sooner from the center of the corner off than Zach Rogers. I don't know if maybe the 6 is dealing with a little bit of aero tightness because of the fact he's got the 91 ahead of him, and the caution is out. Charles Belding looks up to the sky, says thank you very much. He'll be back on the lead lap here with our 4th caution of the night coming out. And we got a couple of contenders back here that might have been oh, look at there. Matt Haas and Brad Stover running into each other. But I'm thinking this might have been Matthew Rodriguez that might have brought out this yellow flag. And Matt Haas, who I don't know why he would have done that. Right into the back of Brad Stover. That car's got a lot of damage now, and he might have his night over because of this. And there you go. Your leaders are on pit road again. So they couldn't make it. Boy, if we'd gone green, imagine green flag pit stops here at Martinsville, how that would have been. Oh, LaPlante's the only one on pit road. Oh, little cat and mouse. Zach Rogers might have suckered him into making him think the rest of the field was coming down, but LaPlante's one of the very few that's coming down pit lane. Ryan Acosta, Jessica Shelton, Jordan Lopez I saw back there as well made pit stops, but other drivers decided to stay out, and so Zach Rogers, the race leader, along with Ryan Brommer, Jesse Turner, Cole Baker, and others, they elect not to pit. So we've got 6 of one, half dozen of another on certain strategies here. We'll have to see what strategy works out. Let's go back and see what brought out this caution that might be shaking up this race here tonight. Well, Matt Haas isn't making any friends. Last caution, he spun out Brad Stover. This time, he's going to get Matthew Rodriguez. I don't know what it is with that 8 machine, but he is just running drivers over. Takes a pretty good shot there into the outside wall. Look at Brad Stover coming there on the left side of your screen. Boy, he's lucky Matthew Rodriguez got his car turned back almost straight. Otherwise, he might have T-boned the 57. But he was scraping the outside wall all the way through 1 and 2, running as high as he possibly could, not to hit anybody. And Matthew Rodriguez, look here, as he's going to pull up here to the back bumper of the 8. Not too happy with Matt Haas. You don't want to make enemies out of short tracks, that's for sure, because that is the perfect place for someone to settle the score with you. And so that puts us under the caution for the fourth time here tonight at Martinsville, just around the halfway point, and has set us up for a doozy of a strategy race, as about 50% of our top 10 came to pit road. The other 50% decided to stay out. So it's the battle of strategies here tonight, setting us up for the second half of the race at Martinsville Speedway. Let's go back now for that restart. Field doubling up. Rob Evans, after the unscheduled pit stop under the last green flag run, will be on the inside one lap down. Matthew Rodriguez also lost a lap for extensive stay on pit road to repair some damage. So those two will line up on the inside line of race leader Zach Rogers. Matt Haas has taken his car back to the garage area. He'll finish 42nd tonight. 41 drivers running, 39 in the lead lap. Green flag back out. Zach Rogers, can he clear the lap traffic? No, he can't. We're also 3 wide further back with T Wright, K Batson, and Benny Watson. They settled that out awfully quickly. 3 wide further back, Jordan Lopez. There's Austin LaPlante, who was one of the first to come to pit road. Ryan Acosta back here as well. This is now a battle for the 14th position. So LaPlante putting himself back in quite a bit of traffic with that call to bring the 48 to pit lane. How about Charles Sandfer back there looking 3 wide? With Adam Garcia. Benny Watson kicked up 3 wide on the top side. Garcia trying to take the points lead over here tonight after N Ormond ran into some early issues. Those two were separated by 4 points for the regular season points lead. Ormond still trying to recover. Oh, Charles Sandfer almost was spun around there as Adam Garcia was almost into his right rear quarter panel. And Zach Rogers, while he has been having to deal with this lap traffic, he has not had to fight off a challenge from anybody. Second place on back, Cole Baker in the 11 right now is in the second spot, but he's yet to even get up there next to Matthew Rodriguez, the lap machine. Rob Evans continues to hold the bottom here against Zach Rogers, and Zach's probably looking there saying, hey man, we're both Dodges. We want Dodge to find victory lane, don't we? Why don't you let me on by? But Rob Evans is battling right now because of what happened with Charles Belding just moments ago. Belding was a lap down, got himself a yellow flag, now is at the tail end of the field on the lead lap, so Rob Evans trying to do the same. Of course, Rob's got a very good car, we know that. Put that car in non-charter victory lane, if you will, earlier on tonight, winning the non-charter qualifying race to make it into tonight's main event. It was his second non-charter qualifying win. And he continues to stubbornly hold that inside line there against Zach Rogers. Now for Zach, at least he's able to stay alongside the 65. He's not really losing much ground to him. At the same time, though, I'm looking back here. Cole Baker's been able to make his way to the inside line on Matthew Rodriguez. So if Evans starts to get an edge on Zach Rogers, Baker's going to be there to pounce. Phil Parker's now up to third. Phil's trying to find his first trip to victory lane in his Duracell Cup Series career. You've got T Wright in the 28, who's trying to be the first 3-time winner on the season. So far, 7 drivers have won twice this season, but so far, none have gone to victory lane a total of 3 times. And then you got K Batson back there, the Nathan's Hot Dogs Ford. He's trying to become the 8th 2-time winner on the season. Well, at what point does Zach Rogers' frustration get the better of him? Because he still has not been able to clear the 65. I almost wonder if he'd be better off letting Rob Evans go, tucking in line behind him and defending the inside line. Might not have a choice. We're starting to see those tires on the top side go away. Slipped up a little bit there off of turn 2. Evans able to gain about a half car length advantage through the center of the corner off. Rogers gains it back on the straightaways. And the battle right now is for second place. Cole Baker with a rear deck lid full of the Old Spice Ford of Phil Parker. Parker's teammate Jesse Turner has gone to victory lane twice this season, so you'd think a little bit of that information would be passed over to the 74 to try and find him his first Duracell Cup Series victory. Maybe tonight's the night, as K Batson was all by his lonesome back there, but missed his mark. He drifts up the track, and that's going to possibly bring Ryan Brommer and T Wright into a 3-way battle for the 4th position. Now, what about Austin LaPlante and company that came to pit road? Right there, I think, is the highest running of the drivers that hit pit lane under the last caution, Jordan Lopes. Right now, he has made his way up to 14th position. LaPlante, on the other hand, he has fallen way back. Right now, back in the 23rd position, trying to take 22nd from Michael Norman. Back up to the front, teammates. J Shelton, Charles Sandfer. This is for 10th place. Up ahead, you've got the battle on for 4th, R Brommer and T Wright. K Batson now going to make his way around Phil Parker. That's for 3rd place. And Cole Baker still continues to deal with the lap machine of Matthew Rodriguez. As Zach Rogers has given way to Rob Evans, now tucks in line behind him. And that might have been the best thing Zach Rogers could do. It's actually working in his favor as well. With getting single file, he's starting to open up some distance between himself and Cole Baker, who still is stuck side by side with the 57. When you run single file, you can pick your line into the corner. Nobody is there to hinder you. When you run side by side, you're both basically not running the line that you want to run. And Zach Rogers, that last time by, picked up 2 tenths because of Cole Baker still having to deal with Matthew Rodriguez. Pretty impressive there that Matthew Rodriguez, who's been involved in 2 incidents tonight, one that brought out a caution, one that did not, is still running this competitively. And on the top side with damage against a driver that is currently scored 2nd on the pylon. But Zach Rogers saying, hey, you guys keep doing that back there. You guys keep battling. I'll continue to keep opening up my lead. He also, running back here in the draft of Rob Evans, I mean, I don't know how much with the short straightaways we've got here it would come into play, but you'd have to think that he's getting the draft off the 65 is helping him with fuel mileage. Don't know if pit road is going to play a factor here or not, as it's going to be 12 laps to go this next time by. The laps are now ticking away. This is the longest green flag run we've been in so far this evening. Now, if Zach Rogers wins here tonight, his job is not done. He will be in a playoff position heading into next week. He would be, I believe, oh, caution's out, never mind. I was going to say he'd be, I think, in the number 15 seed. But he would obviously have to make sure he climbs up high enough in the point standings that other drivers high up there, if they were to go to victory lane in the next 4 weeks, would not knock him out of a playoff spot. But it could be academic right now as the yellow flag waves. Rob Evans was on the lead lap when that caution came out, so he'll be at the tail end of the field, and don't know who brought this yellow flag out. Dylan Schwallenberg, Jacob Thibodeaux are a couple of drivers back here towards the rear of the field. They might have had something to do with it. Pit road was open that time, and nobody came to pit road, so they should apparently be good to make it the rest of the way on fuel. But this is going to be a doozy of a restart here, because it will be with less than 10 to go, which means Matthew Rodriguez will not be on the inside line as a factor, and the top 2 will have a lap machine between themselves and 3rd place on back. Let's take a look and see what brought out this caution for the 5th time here tonight and sets us up for a less than 10 to go shootout at Martinsville. This caution going to come out for a battle up around the 12th position. Kyle Mathews was watching his teammates battle for 11th, and then V Almariego drives it deep into the corner. Almost hooked the 0-9 around, but actually never hooked him. Actually just kind of pushed him up into the wall. Almariego going to sustain some damage. Ooh, Austin LaPlante back there in traffic almost got a piece of that. Tough break there for Kyle Mathews. That's just kind of been the story of his season. 36th in the points. That is the lowest you can get of a chartered driver. And involved in this one here tonight, a late caution that drops him from 12th back outside of the top 20, maybe even the top 30, and not very much time to be able to mount a recovery charge. Yellow flag out for, we hope, the final time tonight. 5th time that the yellow flag waves at Martinsville. Let's go back now for the restart. It's going to be Zach Rogers versus Cole Baker, possibly for this win. So we're still waiting on the pace car driver to give us the indication of 1 to green, and there it is. So officially it will be 8 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. 8 laps remaining. Nope, 7 laps remaining. Sorry. So 7 laps to go when we take the green flag. Again, the X factor in all this is Matthew Rodriguez there in the 57. He is off the lead lap, the only car 1 lap down in the 41st position. Top 2, Rogers and Baker have him between themselves and Phil Parker, Keith Batson, Carson Gum, the remainder of the top 5. Green flags in the air. Rogers got himself a really good jump. About a car length in hand over Cole Baker going into turn 1. Phil Parker not going to wait around. He wants to get by the lap machine, get up here in the hunt for this win. For Zach Rogers, it's going to be all about hitting his marks. He's got about a car length and a half back to Cole Baker. Phil Parker indeed does move up to 3rd place. Ford has 2 wins here at Martinsville. Toyota has 1. Dodge and Chevy still looking for their first, and they've got a Dodge Challenger out in front showing the way here in Zach Rogers. It looked like we had a couple cars on pit road there. Adam Samsel, the 13. I think I saw the 88 of William Brock on pit road as well. So that throws into question about maybe the possibility of these guys being short on fuel, but these drivers want to risk it. It'll be 4 to go here for Zach Rogers as he hits the line. Battle's going to be for 2nd. Cole Baker, Phil Parker. Then you got Keith Batson in 4th. He's trying to get around the lap machine of Matthew Rodriguez. 5th place battle, T Wright and Carson Gum. 13 of Adam Samsel returning back to the track off the lead lap. Now kind of holding up Cody Lamas, who was trying to catch Ryan Brommer for 7th place. As next time around, Flagman will be showing 2 laps to go to Zach Rogers. Zach Rogers is a driver who has made it into the Final 4 for the last 2 seasons, but he's yet to win the championship. It was looking like he might not be able to make it into the playoffs this season with the season he's having, as the caution flag is out, and this is going to end the race under yellow. So it doesn't matter whether the green flag is still out or this caution flag is out. Rogers is probably going to win this race regardless. But now Zach Rogers is going to move his way up through the point stands with his first trip to victory lane here tonight. It's actually going to be the 3rd straight season, possibly as well, that Bulldog Motorsports will put 2 of its cars into the playoffs. That time by was the white flag. Looks like Rob Evans and Jacob Thibodeaux might have possibly been involved in this, the last caution of the night. But how about Zach Rogers? What a drive for him here tonight. I told you, it's around this time of the season that drivers, you kind of think, they might be out of it. All of a sudden, they surprise you, and they step up when it matters the most. And Zach Rogers does that here tonight. He's inside the top 30 in the point standings, so this victory will put him in the playoff grid, but he's going to have some work to do to keep that spot in the upcoming weeks, heading down towards the end of the regular season. But tonight, success for Zach Rogers. He's going to pick up his first victory of the season. He'll win the STP 500 here tonight in the nighttime conditions of Martinsville. Baker will be 2nd, Parker 3rd, Batson and T Wright the top 5. The scoring kind of stopped after Brommer crossed the start-finish line. But Carson Gum, Ryan Brommer, Cody Lamas, Jesse Turner, and Jessica Shelton. That's going to be your top 10 here this evening, as a little interesting development there on the back straightaway, but doesn't really matter. The race is over. So when we show you your full finish results, you're going to see a lot of drivers scored a lap down. Ignore that. The only driver that finished a lap down in this race was Matthew Rodriguez in the 57. Everybody else actually did finish on the lead lap. We won't bother to go back and see what brought out that caution. It didn't really have much of a bearing on who was going to win this race. Zach Rogers had himself a pretty sizable lead over Cole Baker, and barring messing up on the final lap, probably would not have lost this race under green flag conditions. And I don't know if Zach might be out of fuel there. Like Benny Watson was kind of pushing him down to his pit stall. So it might have been close at that. Yeah, he never even got to his pit stall there, did Zach Rogers. So we gave you the top 10. Patrick Smith, that's a big run there for Patrick Smith. That's a very important 11th place finish for him because of the fact that he was the lowest of the drivers in the point stands with a victory, 27th in points, despite the fact he had a good run last week at Kentucky and gained 4 spots in the standings. So he continues to climb his way up through the points. That is very important for a driver trying to make his playoffs debut. Mitchell Collins going to finish in 12th, Dylan Young 13th, Jordan Lopez and Charles Sandfer the top 15. Tough break there for Austin LaPlante. He went with the pit strategy call back during the 4th caution. It did not pan out. Got mired back in traffic. Will finish in 16th place. Ryan Butcher, Adam Garcia, V Almariego, and Johnny Gardner, the top 20. Now, Adam Garcia finishing 18th place here tonight. While that may not seem like much in terms of the finishing order, it does mean a lot in terms of the points lead. He will now take the points lead over Nathan Ormond, who struggled here tonight, and he will carry it into Watkins Glen next week. You look down through the rest of the drivers here, and well, I said that Matthew Rodriguez was the only car that finished a lap down. That apparently was not true. You also had the cars of Adam Sampson, who had the unscheduled stop at the end, finish a lap down. Nathan Ormond actually finished 2 laps down in the 45, along with William Brock. I knew William Brock was on pit lane, along with Sampson. Nathan Ormond apparently was another driver that had to hit pit road under green flag conditions there near the end, and only one driver finished out of the race here tonight at Martinsville, despite the fact we were under the caution 5 times, well 6 if you count this race-ending yellow flag. Matt Haas was the only driver to finish out of the race in 42nd position. Dylan Schwalenberg, obviously not the finish he was looking for tonight, 34th, but successful in making yet another charter start. He's only got to make 2 more starts here in the upcoming 4 races to join Chris Dollerton as a non-charter driver, locking himself into the playoffs. Well, next week's going to be interesting, folks. It's the final road course of the regular season, not of the season, but of the regular season, as we'll be going to upstate New York for Watkins Glen International. We then head down south a little bit further into Pennsylvania, into the Pocono Mountains for the Pocono Raceway. Bristol Dirt is going to host the 25th race of the season, and then we determine our playoff grid at the 2-mile, some people call it Speedway, some people call it Super Speedway, but we're going to Auto Club to find out who the 16 playoff contenders are going to be. Zach Rogers just made a case for himself here tonight to be one of those 16 with his first victory on the season. Congratulations to him. Thanks to everybody that tuned in to tonight's race here from Martinsville. This racetrack, always a lot of fun when we come here, and that was some fun racing to watch during the course of tonight's festivities. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to the crew today. We've shown you full finish results. These are what the point standings look like heading into next week at Watkins Glen International. We'll see you guys then. I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best.